to see this?
Yeah, I want to explain what's going on behind you.
Well, this is like it's like a chronological order of like everything. You know, it's like
Okay.
from the very beginning. I had like 7 rolls of film, and so I had to like just chronologically put it together. And this is like, you know, the end credits. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now I'm working on my second last roll of film, and
What's that thing in your left hand?
this is a shot of just standing, and then
Oh, okay, okay.
this is like the thing that this is called a tape splicer. So you just
A tape splicer.
yeah.
Okay.
You just put it in here. And then this comes before this, you know. So this thing's like a tape thing, you just wrap it over. Then you go.
Okay.
So then there's like this like, tape that goes over it that's hopefully not noticeable.
What does that all do?
Well, basically now these 2 strips of film are now together.
Okay.
So this scene, this shot and this shot now are now right next to each other. And then this thing also cuts film too. So it connects and it cuts.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like this part up here, the blade cuts like right here, and then this connects. So
It's not too dangerous, is it?
no, I haven't done anything to myself yet. This is Jeff on the couch, sitting on the couch, and it zooms out, and then it fades out. So it's like I kind of borrowed from Forrest Gump when you know, Jenny leaves him after sleeping with him.
Ah.
It's kind of like just to show his solitude.
Right.
Oh, that's the viewer. This viewer, like, see, this is the original spool that the film came on.
Uh-huh.
So you just, I don't think you can see it, but anyway.
Yeah.
You just turn it and you can see it if it's dark, you know.
Uh-huh.
Like
So that's a screen right there that you see.
Yeah, this is called an MO viewer, and then
Okay.
when I see the where I want to cut it, there's this thing right here that you can press down, and it's like a pointy thing, and then it just punches a hole in the top of the film, so that later on when I take it out like this, I just like, you know, feel my hand over it, and then like you hit that, like, you know, that punched hole, and
Right.
you know where it is, and then you like, you know, look up the light to make sure that you want to cut where it is. And then because, like, you know, a long scene can be like really long, it's just easier just to be like, you know, so that's my
It's a very complicated process to put together a film like this.
Well, when you, instead of like taking it out of here and bringing it over here, what I've been doing is you punch holes in the entire spool, you know?
Okay.
So that way you don't have to keep going back and forth, because it's a pain to put it on this thing, you know. So
I see.
and then once you're over here, then you're just doing one thing, so it's a lot easier. This has been a very amusing process for me, because I've seen, you know, what my shots that have worked and the ones that didn't work, and I'm using some of my mistakes in the film, so in the final cuts. My pre-production teacher told me there's the film that you write, there's the film that you shoot, and then there's the film that you edit together, and you know, they're all different. So
Okay, so how long have you been doing this whole editing process here?
a few days. I mean, I don't know, I haven't been working like the whole day, you know, but like I stayed up till 5 on like Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I was inspired to do this film because of, you know, I've been listening to Korean music, Korean pop, you know, so that's...
K-pop.
What was the question?
Yeah, so what's the story about, and how did this all come about, like?
And so it just kept evolving. I wanted to be like a Lumps Fellowship film, but then it was just, considering what I was trying to do, it was just too difficult to get 15 people in Lumps to do this, and, you know, so I started, you know, asking people that I knew from different circles and stuff, and friends of friends and stuff like that, and then it just so they all came together, and it was fine. Yeah, they've, you know, I'd say everyone's been pretty understanding and stuff, and you know, I was pretty disorganized the first day. I overslept on my own film, so yeah, you know, some people were kind of angry about that, but yeah, I think, you know, I got past that, but
So have you seen the whole thing already, or?
I've watched all the footage. When I first watched it, I didn't like it that much because a lot of my a lot of my close-ups were blurry because I got too close to the subject and I didn't use the close-up lens, the macro lens, correctly. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure if I liked it or not because a lot of the shots are like kind of underexposed. They're too dark, and but then that could be fixed with my reshoots this coming weekend. Some of the shots in the bar they're just dark and they can't really be fixed. So I'm just gonna live with that because I mean it's a bar, so
yeah,
it's kind of okay if things are a little dark. I like watching the couple strolling, you know, like it's just like I don't know. I just had this that for some reason that is just funny to me, and it was something I had been thinking of since the beginning. I was just like, oh yeah, wouldn't it be funny if we just had this guy watching a couple strolling, you know? And
but what's so funny about a couple strolling? I'm not saying it's not funny, but like from your perspective,
it's a compact way to show like how happy a couple can be. You know, they put something together and it's like it's active, and with a silent film like this, that was the first thing I thought of to get the point across that yeah, these two people are a couple. You know, yeah, this was pretty crazy. It's actually been split up over like 4 or 5 weekends, and so yeah, it was pretty complicated. It was like difficult to get all 14 people together, and I had to get the bar and stuff. And I thought that was gonna be a big challenge, but I got really lucky because the first bar I went to said yes, so and it was my first choice too. So
okay. I think the most interesting aspect of this is the music, and yeah, the K-pop, and
oh yeah, given how you were the music supervisor, right? Yeah. Okay, this song right here, like,
yeah,
if you can hear it, this is called "Sad Song." Okay, it's just
by SES.
Yeah, it's. I think it inspired me to do the opening shot of just like, you know, a street, you know, in the sunset, and you know, just to get the, you know, to make it seem like it was going to be epic or something, you know, and then we see this couple walking, you know, in the distance, and then we get closer to them and stuff. So, and then the fourth and final song is a slow song that I picked from Park Ji Young. That I actually didn't really decide. It was your first recommendation, but then I chose to go with the fast song Dash, right?
Right.
So, but then after I did all this shooting and I, you know, thought of that, I was like, no, that would be really inappropriate if we heard a fast song, you know, a fast happy song at the end, because it's like it's supposed to be like a love story gone bad, and I think that song, you know, kind of brings closure to things, you know. So, so this is my Forrest Gump strip. It's pretty long. So.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is called the Forrest Gump shot. Oh, so this is my last tape splicer thing. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and pay $10 for another 50 of them. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. But I mean, I have to admit, I'm kind of. It's kind of wore me out. I've worried about it a lot.
Yeah.
I've had to, you know, talk to a lot of people and, you know, kind of pull their leg, you know, to do it and stuff. So it's kind of it hasn't been fun, you know, the whole time. But I think once it's done, I think I'll be very happy with it. So anyway, so what I do is I tape. This is like special tape that doesn't leave a residue on the film, so I just write down what it's about, and so this particular sequence is Christina has just left Jeff, and then Jeff is alone in the apartment, depressed. Yeah, so I have to find where this belongs up here.
Okay.
So the main character is played by Jeff Hui, and so he's a friend of ours, and it's kind of like a drinking friend, drinking buddy, you know, and So we go clubbing with him and stuff. So he actually was pretty like perfect for the film because he what can I say? He has a lot of women in his life, so and yeah, he was pretty natural in the role. So and he was he was really great to work with because he was like very available, and Christina was a great contrast to Marcy because like Marcy's just like yeah, whatever, and like Christina's just kind of, her character is in this like helpless position. Marcy was someone that just would just do things, and like I like was like, oh, okay, that looks pretty good. She's just like really added to that character. The couple that's always strolling outside is played by Enoch and Steph. John Pye. He was Jeff's like buddy, and yeah, he was pretty cool. He helped me with like the lights and stuff. Him and Jeff are like friends in real life, so they just kind of, it's very believable they're like hang out buddies and stuff. Johnny plays like the other friend, and once I realized I was gonna have Johnny in it, then I just this leather jacket, this black leather jacket thing, just like was born. I was like, oh yeah, all these guys like wearing black leather jackets, and then Greg Wong dropped out at the last second, and then but I easily replaced him with Jason Chang. I was like, oh, it's another black leather jacket, and then Misu Kim, who played the bartender, her friend Ken Hong, he also wore a black leather jacket, and like I was like, well, I don't remember asking for so many leather jackets, but it was just like they all had them that day, and I was like, okay, well, I guess it's an Asian guy thing, but oh yeah, and then so I went to Fizzy's, me and Jeff's favorite bar in Geary, and I met Misu Kim there. She was really good. I mean, obviously she's a bartender, so but yeah, she was like pretty important for like behind the scenes, like making the drinks and stuff quickly, because I only had 5 hours in the bar and I had to do like almost 50 shots, so it was like really helpful to have a real bartender there. And our friend Ken Hong, played Mr. GQ, and was, he pulled that off pretty easily. Leah was pretty good. She was just, it was kind of tough for her. She was kind of like, a little embarrassed by the role and stuff. Like, like me placing guys she was just meeting for the first time. Like hitting on her and stuff. So she wasn't too comfortable with it at first. She's like, oh, that's embarrassing. But then, I kept, begging her and asking her. So she, yeah. So she eventually she did it, and yeah. So Philip Liu is someone I know from Davis, like someone I hang out with among Davis friends, and he was very gracious to play the guy who hits on Leah and just makes a total fool out of himself, and then just has leaves. Like that role was actually very difficult to cast. Like nobody wanted to play the loser for some reason. I'm really grateful for him doing that, because it was actually pretty important, because we needed to define Leah's character as kind of someone that's not gonna talk to just any guy, so and to give her some attitude and stuff. So my great background people, Anna Kim and Dan Shin, were terrible background people, actually. Actually, it was my fault. It was like I forgot to put them back in. Mr. Dan Shin was like too busy working the documentary, so he just forgot to sit back down. And so if you're watching the film carefully, it's like he's there and then he's not there, and it's just like I don't know, like maybe we'll justify like he went to the restroom or something. And I also like to mention Christine Park, who's also a bartender at Fizzy's. She was going to play Johnny Woo's girlfriend, and just come in sort of like as an insert, just to slow the scene down a little bit, because I didn't want too much action to happen at the bar, so we needed to do some transition and stuff, and that would have also helped build up Johnny's character a little bit. I'd also like to thank Sonny Tamada at Romeo 5, who was so gracious to let me film in his bar. He didn't have to do it. Oh yeah, and also like to thank the City College of San Francisco for being so helpful in lending me all this equipment over the weekends. The people who worked, behind the equipment desk just like really helped me like teaching me things, because apparently I didn't learn anything in class because I was just not paying attention or something. So class there only costs $33, $11 a unit. It's a pretty good deal, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's like a total scumbag, but I added that scene after I was done shooting where he, brings the flowers to her and tries to get her back and stuff, just to give him some redeeming values, and to show that he, really did want Christina back and stuff. And I also needed to add that scene in because I realized that Christina only had a little bit more screen time than the rest of the girls in the film, and that was not what I was going for. Just through careless writing, I had like 3 different girls with equal screen time, and that's just, there's just not enough room in a short film for that. So, by adding that scene, just Christina became, more like the main girl. So.
And you told me about this idea of making this silent film with music in the background. Basically, musical supervisor, I just let you borrow my CDs and made my recommendations, and looks like you made some pretty good choices.